What's up, everybody, and a proper good morning to everyone out there in the UK. The news came hard and fast this week.
Are we seriously done with phrasing?
So we have a bunch of juicy stories to get into. Grab your coffee, your beans and toast, and let's break it down. Not even a day after Ubisoft announced their partnership with Tencent did Ubisoft stock drop again. And now investors, one in particular, a minority holder, AJ Investments, is calling for essentially an emergency meeting to rework the Tencent deal. They are asking, 1, it turns into an actual asset offload, and 2, that Ubisoft
Show me the money!
To be fair, the markets are turbulent right now due to the trade war stuff, but Ubisoft can't catch a break from all the mediocre games, predatory microtransactions, and mismanagement. Nintendo had their direct, and apparently it was really good. I've never been a Nintendo guy myself. I started as a Sega kid and have been a diehard PlayStation fan for the last 30 years. Some interesting news though coming out of it. The Switch 2 is set to hit shelves June 5th of this year. The price of the Switch 2 looks to be $450 for just the Switch, or $500 bundled with Mario Kart World. Good so far. $80 to $90 games.
What the fuck, guys?
I predict that this console will sell well and people will buy $80 to $90 games. Nintendo has built up that trust with its players. I mean, their 8-year-old console sold 150 million units. But is this a precedent that will benefit gamers and the game industry as a whole?
Most certainly will not.
Which brings me to our last story. Steam is one of the biggest platforms in the world and has a very simple tip for all the onlookers out there trying to figure out how they have such a huge user base. Monica Harrington, their chief marketing officer, has some advice for all the companies struggling. Your base has to trust you. Novel, groundbreaking idea, right? Build trust with your players through years of cultivating things that interest them and not making things that don't interest them.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what we have for you today, and I'm joined by one of the best to give his expert analysis. Welcome to the Casual Morning Podcast. Right on, and we are back.
Good morning.
Yes.
We are back. We are back. We are back.
Freaking, okay. So I just made another Steam account because I forgot the password for when I originally made it. And dude, I think they were going through a sale at that time, and it blew my freaking mind. I was like, dude, what have I been missing out on this entire time? Jay Bug, he called it early. He was like, dude, you gotta get Steam. And I was like, nah, dude, I'll make an account. And I forgot the password, and I just made another one, and yeah, it's crazy.
What, so many games on there.
I've got Titanfall 2. I'm playing through.
You know about Titanfall? Oh man, that game criminally underrated.
Yes,
criminally underrated.
It was really awesome about it, dude. I think because I don't think Call of Duty's done mechs, have they?
They done what?
Mechs, like mech suits.
Oh, they have now. They have. I remember this because Titanfall 1 was out. And then the next Call of Duty had like all the jetpacks and all stuff like that afterwards.
Right.
So then people immediately were like, well, hold on, you knew Titanfall a competition, and you were like, well, we're Call of Duty, we're gonna put jetpacks in and people are gonna like it.
Dude,
but Titanfall was crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Really good. Freaking so Titanfall 2, which like you said, criminally underrated, it is really freaking good. And I'm playing through Star Wars Fallen Order or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but it's with the redhead kid, and he's hiding from the Republic, or not the Republic. Who is it? Is it the Republic?
I'm not sure. But yeah, I stop at the trilogy Star Wars, and that's basically it.
Okay, so when I was young, I started on the 1, 2, and 3. That's how I got introduced into Star Wars. And I like those movies. They get crapped on so much, dude. It's ridiculous.
I know, it was good. It was really good. And then they expanded it. I think the one after that was it the Phantom Menace straight after that, which was like kind of the new wave. And then you find out, I think some of the movies are actually prequels.
Yes.
And you're like, wait, what? And then like it's just following the timeline in chronological order the best way you can.
Yeah, exactly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they've got the Ray movies, which I've not seen any of them.
And they got some on Disney, haven't they? Like TV, like Rogue, Star Wars Rogue.
Oh, Rogue
like
One,
like,
Rogue One.
Yeah.
That was.
But you can see the lore. you can certainly see the lore
Yeah.
within the like Star Wars space.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can see it.
But Disney, great segue. Holy crap, dude. So apparently Disney, they're the ones that are doing the new Tron Ares movie.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
Interesting.
I know. And they haven't had a great track record, which is so funny. People, they crap on the live action movies all the time. They crap on them, but they make billions of dollars. Except for Snow White. Snow White is not.
Oh,
not
yeah,
gonna
that
make it.
crumbled, didn't it? Yeah, I saw that during the past week. Like the budget, I can't remember what the budget was, but they basically didn't make a return.
No.
And yeah, it bombed massively.
Yeah. You know, Disney, I'm not gonna say you deserved it, but you kind of deserved it anyway.
Anyway.
So
we don't want to get cancelled when you've just made 1,000 subs, Fox. Congrats. Yeah, you thought I forgot about that one.
I appreciate it, dude. Freaking
Yeah, no,
4
well
years.
done, man. Like, I'm really happy for you. You deserve it. Like the amount of work you put in and everything, fully deserved.
God
Fully
dang
deserved.
it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Scotty. And thank you for coming
That's
on
all right.
so early,
No
dude.
worries, man.
Golly.
That's right, man. Thank you for coming on so early. Like it's only here, but it's earlier where you are.
I just got off work though, so I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed right now.
Fair
But
play.
let us get to the Tron. I'm going to turn the volume down just a little bit, right?
Let's do it. Mhm.
And oh yeah, everything should be set up pretty good. All right, let's get into that real quick.
Let's do it.
Right on. Okay. So love the overhead shot. Hate this. I hate it.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Just because what are they doing in the real world? You know?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I get it. I get that.
That broke me. It broke me, dude. But visually, it's stunning. It's a stunning movie. Or trailer anyway.
Yeah, they gotta make the trailers look good.
Right. Yeah. Crazy. It looks pretty sick.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm getting like cyberpunk vibes.
You know, with them colliding like this, the two worlds colliding, heck yeah. Man, that's sick. Dude, you know what? Visually is a great trailer. Visually it's awesome.
Yeah, it does look good. I wonder who's directing it. It just looks like Michael Bay. Just throw a name out there.
So I mean, okay. So first thoughts. What do you think about that?
It looks good. I've not really followed the Tron series, but from what I've seen, it looks interesting.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really looks interesting. I'm getting like cyberpunk type of element vibes from it.
Right on. You know what? Here.
Is this like a sequel or prequel, or has it just been made for the first time? Or
It is a continuation. Oh shoot.
so it's been happening.
Yes. It's so
Okay.
they got the one that was, it looks like it was in the 80s. Here, you know what? Let me Google that real quick. But so the one that was made in the 80s, and then I want to say Tron Legacy, they kind of built upon the lore on that. Because I want to say in Tron Legacy, he was going to see where his father disappeared, right?
Right.
And in the original, apparently, you know, they're just continuing the story, and from Tron Legacy to Ares, they're just continuing that story, which is crazy to me.
So is this like is it based on a game or comic or anything, or is it just like a
you know
TV
what?
show to movie, or just movie?
That is a really good question. So the first one came out in 1982. It was way before I was born.
Yeah, I wasn't even born then.
Yeah, well, not way. I was born like 6 years later. It's like I'm not that young. And I've been noticing, dude. I can see the age is coming on me.
What? No.
Yeah, dude.
Come on, man.
I'm almost
Nah, you
40.
can't
It's
see it.
crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Don't believe that. I don't believe that. No way. I'm not having it. I am not. We say that a lot over here. I'm not having it.
Right on. Let's see. Tron inspiration. I bet it was a book. Kind of like, I bet it was like Dune.
Oh, right. If it's one of, yeah, I can see that. Because a lot of those type of movies, well, a lot of movies actually originated from books.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been watching recently. Well, I finished watching it. Have you seen Jack Ryan on Amazon?
Yes. No.
So
I'm thinking of the other guy, the freaking massive dude.
Reacher. That's on my to-do list. I need to watch that.
It's pretty good.
But
it's the first season by far the best.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what's annoying, isn't it? It's taking Jack Ryan. Like the first season was so OP to a point where the other seasons were like, it was good. You could watch it, but it wasn't on the level of the first season.
Right on, dude. Real quick though, I want to show you this. And apparently Tron Legacy was done by Disney too. So,
oh right,
okay. Freaking credit where credit's due. I'll give it to you, Disney. I really like Tron Legacy. All right, let's check this one out real quick, and then we'll, chat a little bit more, and then we'll get to the business end of this whole thing. So this one's Tron Legacy.
Okay.
And I thought it was wonderfully acted.
If I ever got any information about your dad, I'd tell you first, right?
Sick.
I was paged last night. Came from your dad's office at the arcade. So? The number's been disconnected for 20 years. 2 nights before he disappeared, he came to my house. He said he was about to change everything. Science, medicine, religion. He wouldn't have left that, Sam. He wouldn't have left you.
Alan, you're acting like I'm gonna find him sitting there working. Hey, kiddo, I lost track of time.
Can that be something?
Oh, I've seen him somewhere. I can't remember where.
Who, the young kid or the older guy?
The old guy.
Right on. His voice sounds familiar to me.
Oh, mate, what is this? Like, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's good, dude. It's pretty. In I want to say, what did it say? It was more than 7 years ago. It had to be like mid 2010s or something like that. And dude, they were doing. There's Olivia Wilde. My gosh, but freaking and like the de-aging, de-aging was better back then than they have now. It's crazy to me. Look at the cost, dude. Everything about this movie was just kind of sick. I liked it. And they had Daft Punk for like the.
That's the term I was looking for. Daft Punk. Yeah. I like that. I like them type of settings. I like that. Yeah. That looks
sick,
really
dude.
good. So what? That's out now, as in that could be watched.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that.
Probably on Disney Plus. Because
I'm gonna watch that. That looks crazy. You should get a referral fee for that. So Disney referral fee.
No, they're not gonna refer me. As much crap as I talk to them, no. It's like
they're like, we heard what you said about Snow White. You ain't happy. What?
Yeah, shoot, man. They're a lot to criticize them for, dude. Just repackaging their old classics and all that, dude. Whatever. It's a lot to criticize.
Well, I did watch Mufasa the other day. The girlfriend and I watched Mufasa.
How was that?
It was good. But it was very interesting. Have you seen it?
No, I know the plot though.
Okay, I'll let you watch it.
Right on.
Yeah, I'll let you watch it. So, it is good. It is good.
You think so? Really?
Yeah, they you know what it is? I like stories where it explains everything, explains why Scar is how he is, and you kind of sympathize with him when you watch it.
Okay.
Because it's not the first you've seen the first Lion King.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So it's not all it seems. So you see Scar, but it's not all it seems. He's like that for a reason. And then when you see that the reasoning behind it, you kind of understand why he is how he is. And I like that full circle. Like it just shows from how Mufasa became Mufasa, but how Scar became Scar. It wasn't always like what you saw in the first movie. There's a reason why he's like that.
Right on.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay, right on. From the animated movie, I love Scar because he was such a good villain. He's so good. He had the brains, he had the motivation. I just thought, it's like, why mess with a recipe that's just so damn good? But whatever.
I mean, to be fair, they didn't need to do the movie. That much I admit. They didn't need to do it. But while it's there, let's enjoy it.
Right on.
Let's try to embrace it.
Right on. So Ubisoft, they just created a subsidiary with Tencent. They gave Tencent the keys, 25% stake in the subsidiary. And you think that was good news, right? You think shareholders would be like, oh yeah. And not to mention the injection of like $1.2 billion. Who's going to be mad at that, right?
Exactly.
So
I wouldn't be.
not only were they mad about that, their stock fell again. And it just continues to take a nosedive. So let's get into this article. This one's coming from Insider Gaming. So, and this is being pinned by Mike Straw. Ubisoft stock is falling again just days after the French-based publisher announced a deal for a new subsidiary in partnership with Tencent. The company's stock fell by double digits on Monday. And this is a week old, but still very relevant. And since the exchange rate is going to be different, I looked them up. They're at $2.06 USD, right? But it says here 1206. So anyway, looking at the markets in the United States, United Kingdom, and France, the company's stock fell by at least 11.8% as of closing in the UK. Ubisoft was trading for $11.19 compared to the $12.15 it opened at. Yikes, they're getting freaking battered, dude. The fall fully erases the 11% gain the company saw in stock prices on Friday, less than a day after it was announced. So,
yes.
And we have another one we're going to get into, but what can Ubisoft do to kind of steer this ship in the right direction? Because they're getting...
I mean, the thing is, because Shadows came out a few weeks ago, didn't it? And I think that was supposed to be the thing that potentially saved Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But from what we saw, I don't know if you've seen the statistics, they had a lot of players playing the game. But that's not sales of the game. That's just people playing the game.
Yes.
I don't know if... I haven't got the specific numbers, but from what I understand is it wasn't enough to put them in a position. Well, basically, things haven't changed.
Right.
Let's put it that way. But I don't know what they can do. I thought Tencent was going to just buy them out, or at least buy the franchise. I think, or the Assassin's Creed franchise.
That's what I was thinking. Was going to happen too.
So I don't know what they can do. I think, do they just yield? Because if obviously Shadows didn't work, what have they got left?
Absolutely, that's a very good point. They don't have anything else in the tank right now. I mean, they did announce that they had like 10 more Assassin's Creed games planned.
That's not gonna work.
No.
I mean, it's one of those. I mean, I do get the what brothers were they? They were called something, weren't they? I think the two. That's it. The Gilmore brothers. The Gilmore brothers. The Gilmores.
Oh,
the Gilmores.
Yeah. Eve Gilmore.
Yeah, Eve, that's it. So I think they originally created this company, didn't they? Obviously, Ubisoft from God knows when.
Yes.
So,
yep.
You don't just give up something you've created, you know? And that's probably what they're trying to cling on to. They're probably saying, look, we're not going to give this up, at least not without a fight.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happening with this subsidiary thing you mentioned, but it's almost as if they're like, right, okay, Tencent, we'll give you whatever, you pay whatever, but we still want some sort of say.
Exactly. So they are still making the big calls on this, but Tencent does have some say in what direction they want to go, but Ubisoft will have the final say in
this is it.
Yeah. So
they still want that power, don't they?
Yeah.
But but maybe sometimes you just gotta let things go. Like it just needs a fresh set of eyes, new ideas, and just see what happens because it's obviously not working.
Yeah.
Like let's call it for what it is. Spade's a spade.
Yes.
What you're doing isn't working.
Yeah. If
Something needs to change.
Yeah. No kid, right? If Yves Guillemot, if he really cared about this company, he would step down. He would just let someone more competent come in and, you know, take control of it over it. So just a couple things, especially on Tencent's part of this. I think it was really silly to go in and, you know, put money into the subsidiary. If they would have just waited Ubisoft out, those things would have been for sale. You know, all of their prized IPs would have been up for sale, guaranteed. So
that's the thing. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. We don't know what conversations have been said. You know, like the Yves Guillemot might turn around and say, "Look, you know, let's do this, let's do that, let's see if it works." X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, he and I think was it his brother? Well, I got that confused. Who did Ubisoft? I can't remember. Maybe just he's.
That's the one, the only one that I'm
maybe
familiar with this.
I remember getting confused or something else. So he's obviously seeing it as, look, he doesn't want to give this up. So he probably in some capacity still wants to be on the board.
Yes.
Still wants to have the say. But I think the realization is, and the reality is, things have changed.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there was a time where people were buying these Assassin's Creed games, buying Ubisoft games, but you know, when decisions are being made that, you know, you have to sign up to play games, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Like, you ask for people's data and stuff. That all has a knock-on effect. Like, people will see that in a negative light and just be like, you know what, I've had enough of this. I don't need this.
Yep.
You know? So it might be good to have Tencent involved, just as I said, like a fresh set of ideas, fresh set of ideas, new ideas.
Yep.
And each can probably collaborate with them potentially.
Let's hope so.
But obviously he would want the final say, right? Because he sees it as Ubisoft, that's his company.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, dude. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah,
especially
if you've known it all your life, it's difficult.
Oh, and that's another one. Freaking! I finally got my Steam Deck. It finally came through. It didn't take that long. It took less than a week. It was here. Freaking awesome. Thank you, Valve. Appreciate that. But I do have the Lost Crown. What? Oh God. Oh, Prince of Persia. The Lost Crown. I have that one saved on my wish list.
Yeah.
And for it looks amazing. And everyone, you look at reviews, they give it great reviews. But and I guess that kind of, you know, boils it down for, you know, the problem with Ubisoft. They didn't give Prince of Persia the time of day, but everyone loves that game. And then they bet the house on, you know, Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows. So
yeah.
Whoever's, you know, calling the shots over there, Eve, I think is, you know, his priorities are not in the right place right now. I don't think. But I mean, if I think part of the subsidiary is Prince of Persia, and they're supposed to be remaking it, which gives that a new breath of life, because once Shadows kind of meandered out, you know, 8 million players, not 8 million sales or 3 million or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I guess I won't get to play the remake of, you know, Prince of Persia. But since this happened, it breathes new life into that idea, which, man, they should have kind of led with that instead of making all these Assassin's Creeds.
You're right. But what I will say though is, from what I've seen, it's been positive reviews about the game Shadows. Very positive reviews. So, all right, the sales might not have been as good as it could have been or should have been, but Ubisoft can look at it and think, right, people like the game.
Yeah,
you know, there's something to work from here. I mean, it's not all as bad as it seems. Like, the game worked clearly. Like, I've not seen a negative review about it. I'm sure there are negative reviews, but I've seen a lot more positive and good reviews about the game.
Yeah.
So maybe take that as feedback, and then again, it comes down to customer feedback. Listen to your customers, understand what they like about it, what they dislike about it. Look at your marketing strategy. Like, the whole thing probably just needs work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But you have something to work from. Like, it's a good game, apparently.
Yeah. And I couldn't have said it better myself. Listen to the players. So the messaging on Assassin's Creed Shadows was just bunk from the get-go. You know what I mean? What they should have went with was, you know, we need to insert a character And, you know, the background, you'll understand why once you get to playing the game. But they went with attacking players first. Like, why are you doing this?
I know. You shouldn't deflect it on the players, man. Like this.
Oh man,
just take it on the chin. Be accountable. And admit your flaws, and take it as how do you say like criticism, but good criticism.
Constructive. Yeah,
constructive. That's the one. Cheers, Fox. So constructive criticism. Learn from your lessons and just make it a better game or better marketing strategy. Anything.
Yeah.
Just listen to your customers and you can improve on that.
Oh yeah. And
but maybe sorry, go on.
No, you finish.
I was just going to say, maybe, again, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but maybe Tencent clearly have ideas for this.
Yeah.
Because if they're so persistent about securing this deal, they've probably got a roadmap where they're like, look, this is what we're thinking, this is what we think can help. And there needs to be some sort of compromise between Eves and Tencent.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, I agree. Freaking, let's say this deal falls apart and those games are back on the market. And, if Ubisoft does end up getting dissolved and they have to sell off IPs, who do you think is the best to do right by the IPs? Who should get them? I guess is what I'm asking.
Not EA. Yeah, man, you don't want to go down that EA route. Because they're kind of doing it anyway. Assassin's Creed every single year. Like, what's changed?
Yes.
Same thing with FIFA, same thing with Madden, same thing with WWE. Sorry, WWE's not with EA. They're 2K. Sorry, I'll take that back. That's
Right.
But I'm sure they got other games like NFL. Did I say NFL? That's Madden, isn't it?
No, Madden. I want to say they've got I think they probably stopped making them. 2K,
NBA,
NFL,
sorry,
2K.
NBA's
Right on.
Is that EA as well? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so probably not EA, but I don't know. I don't know.
Right on. Okay.
What do you think? Have you got anyone in mind? While I think in the meantime.
So I think that obviously PlayStation, because they make freaking awesome single player games.
True. That's true.
But I would love to see one of the studios at Xbox get a shot at this. Which one? I don't know. I don't know which one.
Yeah, you made a good point, because you know what? Santa Monica.
Okay.
If they had Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they would, though. I don't know if they would. That falls under the Sony branch, obviously. But I don't know if they would, because obviously God of War is God of War. But just look at those God of War games. Imagine Assassin's Creed created in that mold.
Santa Monica is probably, because, dude, you could have easily screwed that up. Taking it from the Greek to the Norse, you could have screwed that up 10 ways to Sunday. But they freaking man.
Yeah, they
made me a believer.
Very good job.
Yeah. I was so against it because they got rid of TC Carlson, the original voice for Kratos.
Yeah.
And I thought the like how they redid him was awesome. I thought he looked great. But I was like, dude, I don't know what they're gonna do in the Norse realm, and I don't know what this story's gonna be like. And they got rid of TC Carlson. This thing's gonna suck. And then they brought me around. I played the game, and I was like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah, it's a risk, isn't it? In the fortune favors the bold, right?
That's right.
They took a risk, and it paid off massively, as you said. It's a massive risk going from one mythology to the next. And how is Kratos, who originally is in Greek mythology, all of a sudden transitioned to another mythology?
Yeah.
And there's rumors that the next God of War is going to be in Egypt.
Yes.
So again, he's crossed it over to another mythology. But now, because you played the God of War in the Norse mythology, isn't it? You may have faith, or playing that game, you're like, I suddenly have faith, because look what they've done in the Greek mythology. They transitioned.
Yep.
They could do it again.
100%.
It could work.
Yep.
It could work. So yeah. But I think they would be good if they picked up the Assassin's Creed games. But it is a lot, isn't it? You got God of War, then you got that, and it's a lot. But yeah,
this is like Is Corey Ball like he's only one man? He can only do one thing at a time.
I know.
God damn. But okay, so along with their stock dropping, they're apparently an investor, or the investors are getting kind of shaky. So let's get into this one real quick. Also by Insider Gaming. This one's coming from Tom Henderson this time. But so in an open letter to Ubisoft, which was sent to Insider Gaming, the letter demands that Ubisoft hold an extraordinary general meeting to give shareholders the right to vote on the recent subsidiary deal. So the investors do not like the way that this is going. I want to say it was AJ Investments is the this one's a minority shareholder, and this is the one leading the charge on this. And so this is what he wants to see, right? He wants to hold the meeting. Resolution 1 is to renegotiate the Tencent deal and have it restructured into a direct asset sell for no less than $4 billion, which is roughly the valuation already accepted by both Tencent and Ubisoft Sports. So what that says to me is, instead of giving them the keys and they still own the car, this is sell them the car. Sell the car to Tencent, get that $4 billion and turn it around.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they would say that, the investors. So they want to get a return on investment. So they definitely would say that.
Oh, 100%. So resolution 2 for the EGM would be to vote on a distribution of extraordinary dividend. It said that following the sale, if shareholders vote for it, Ubisoft shall return 23 cents per share in cash to shareholders, totaling $3 billion while preserving. So that says to me, sell the car and then distribute $3 billion to the shareholders, dispersed
like
between
like dividend payments. Yeah.
And
I know quite a bit about stocks and shares. It's mad.
So am I wrong on that? It sounds like they want on this.
Okay,
right on.
Yeah. So they want to. It's from the sounds of it. You're right. So they want, like, resolution 1, make the sell, and then that's obviously at a price.
Yeah.
And then resolution 2. I mean, I don't know if they're coupled, so they want to do 1 and 2, or it's more. I don't know.
Right on. Okay.
But there's value in it, because for shareholders, obviously, as you would expect. So if they go the resolution 1 route, $4 billion, that's a lot of money, right? I trust there's dividends in that, which goes to each shareholder. Resolution 2 is, I don't know if it's the same or separate, but regardless, it's a benefit to the shareholders, because it's dividend payments ultimately.
Right on. Okay.
So and you can see why they're suggesting that, because if you're putting your money into something, you're not just throwing it away. You want something out of it.
Yes.
So these guys obviously, clearly, from it sounds like, want the sell of Ubisoft. But again, Eves is like, well,
too bad.
I don't care what you think. This is my company.
Too bad. Right on.
Exactly.
So I was thinking about this while I was working last night, right? And freaking no shareholder buys into a company expecting them not to make money, right? And they buy into it because they like what they're doing, right? It's like, so Ubisoft, we're making great games. Investors saw that and they were like, you know what? I want to be a part of that, right? So I was thinking, I was like, why are people getting so mad at the investors when Ubisoft is the one that are making bad decisions? If I'm an investor, I invested in them to keep making great Assassin's Creed games, great Prince of Persia games, and they're not doing that, right? So it was like, oh, they're doing all this to appease the shareholders. The line must go up all the time. It's like that may be true, but they're relying on you to keep doing the thing that you were doing well, right? And when you don't do that, so I guess what I'm saying is, by no means am I siding with shareholders, because in some cases, not in all, it's just greediness, right? But we've got to put a lot of that onus on the actual studio that's making bad product. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I completely agree with you. I think it's and you're right. Like, the investors are putting money into the company. So, all right, I don't know if they have a say. Obviously, every company is different. But as you said, like, the investors, it's their money. They're putting money in.
Mhm.
So from a financial perspective, they are backing something.
Yeah.
But then it's down to the decision makers. So it could be the shareholders, it could be the publishers, whoever.
Mhm.
But they're putting money in. As you said, you're not going to put money into something for no reason. You want something out of it.
Mhm.
And you made a very good point, Fox, because at the start with Ubisoft, so these guys might have been around for years. They might have seen this from the ground up.
Right.
So they've seen the good times, they've seen the bad times, and they've seen the good times again. It goes in waves.
Mhm.
They probably are looking at it as a point in time now where it's not even the bad time, it's the worst times. And we don't know if there's going to be a bounce back from the worst times.
Yeah.
So something needs to change. That's probably how they're seeing it, hence why they're probably getting involved and
Yeah.
they want something to happen. Because the company will fall, but not just that, their stocks will tank
Yes.
as well.
Yep.
And they don't want it to tank, so they want something to happen. And you know, in the background, Eves is probably suggesting things, try things. It's not working,
Mhm.
so it's like, well, something needs to change.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then that kind of like extends into a broader conversation about why whenever the CEOs make horrible decisions, they're the only ones that get to keep their jobs. What's up with that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think that's when vote of confidence comes in, isn't it? Like, you know, like someone. I think I'm not sure how it's initiated, but someone needs to obviously bring that forward. Then the board make a vote. Right? Do they want this person out?
Yeah.
And then, you know, they're probably pally with someone on the board that's saying, no, we can't have him out. There's so many things. There's
Yes.
so many things. We're not saying it's happening here,
Right.
but we're saying like there's so many things to this. But you are right. Like, whoever makes these decisions should be held accountable.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately.
Yeah, 100%. And it just doesn't seem to be happening. It's like this persisting through the gaming industry, which is, you know, it happens everywhere else. The movie industry is the same way. I want to say, I can't remember the CEO of Disney. He was kind of the same way. You know what I mean? He was all pals with the investors, and they brought him back after. Oh my gosh, I can't remember his name. But he was essentially a fall guy, and then they brought the main guy back because he was, you know, pals with the investors and all that good stuff.
Everyone wins, right? As you said, like if they've got someone who's the fall guy and they're just that person's just in front of you taking the shit, taking the crap.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So everyone wins. And some people are built like that. Some people like are happy to take the heat, take the crap, and know they're gonna get paid for it.
Yeah.
You know, some people can happily take that. Some people have really thick skin.
Yeah.
Like really thick skin.
Oh man. It was pretty bad for a while over there at Disney. I mean, it's still bad because, you know, I don't know if they can dig themselves out of the hole they are right now. It's like their subscriber base is either it's kind of like Xbox, but it's either people are fleeing from them or it's plateaued. They're not getting any new people.
Right.
So it's like, man, was that subscription service really a good investment at this point?
Yeah, it's one of those because, but the thing is, their catalog is so like, what's the word? It's so they've got a lot of lot of content.
Oh yeah.
So it probably makes sense for them to do that in some capacity in a way because they know there's money in it for them.
Right on. Okay. Yeah. Now we're gonna move on to the topic you wanted to talk about the most. Nintendo.
Let's do it.
Oh, Nintendo.
Do it.
What'd you do, Nintendo? So this is coming from Kotaku. This is I want to say it's an opinion piece by Claire Jackson. It says, my excitement for the Switch 2 is dying by 1,000 cuts.
Okay.
So first and foremost,
what? Like, okay. Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah.
First and foremost, the console looks amazing. I love the look of it. I love that it's going to be bigger, you know, better internals and things like that. And pricing it at $400 or $450, absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's proper, right?
I agree.
Now, the $80 to $90 games.
Well,
oh boy.
So, are we gonna read the article first?
Yes, let's read
it.
We'll get past all the fluff.
What I'll say is, this isn't anything new, by the way, but we'll get to this. We'll certainly get to
Right on. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here we go. But y'all, while I had a good time watching the Switch 2's big reveal yesterday, I'm finding myself a little reluctant to make room for a $450 purchase right now. And the proposed prospect of paying $80 for some games moving forward. When we're talking about this kind of money, I think it's healthy to be skeptical of what we're sold. Oh shoot. Oh, okay. I must have missed this part. A solid LCD screen does exist. Oh, does it not have an LCD or an OLED?
Oh, it doesn't. No.
Oh shoot.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it does.
Okay.
But then you know what's gonna happen? They're probably gonna like build a new console in a year's time or so, a few years time, which is gonna have it. It's always the case. I don't like this. Isn't anything new. Like I don't.
I didn't
Consoles
expect
have been
that.
doing this for years.
This is true. You know, the PlayStation 5 Pro, the Xbox. Didn't they have a Pro?
Yeah, I mean, like you had Xbox 360, obviously. Then you had the Xbox Elite. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Which was like a better version of it.
Yeah.
But obviously Xbox One, and you had Xbox. Was it Series S at that time? Basically, there's always like an upgrade.
Yes.
Or something later on.
Yep.
Right. Always.
Right on.
Always.
Gotta give you that one. I just don't expect it. So whenever they came out with the Switch OLED, I was like, oh, cool. You know, like maybe, you know, it dropped to a price where they could, you know, put it on new hardware and then put it out there, right? Nintendo just doesn't seem like that kind of company that would kind of like DLC, you know, it was a part of the original story. We just took a chunk out of it and then sold it to you for $30, $40. It just, they don't feel like that kind of company. But holy crap, now I'm thinking
It's business. It's business.
Right on.
But, yeah, I do. Yeah, we'll continue with that. I can't wait to talk about this.
Right on. You know what? We're gonna skip that. Basically, I really wanted to talk about your thoughts on the Switch 2. What games you're looking forward to on the Switch 2, and the $80 price tag. Are you with it? Are you not with it? And what do you think is going to be the broader reverberations through the gaming industry for pricing this at that?
That's a very good question. Questions. I think the console price is cool. I'm happy with that.
Yes. Yep.
Obviously, I'm sure you would have heard there's been tariff taxes recently. Will that be used as an excuse to bump up the price? Possibly.
Oh yeah.
So that $450, £500 dollars might turn to God knows what. I don't know, put 20%, 25% on top of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it could be more. It could be more than that.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I think that's a reasonable price.
Yes.
In terms of the cost of the game, £80 or whatever it was, $80. This isn't anything new, like I said before, right? So when Nintendo games have been out over the years, PlayStation games have been out over the years, they always start at a heavily inflated price. It always happens. Like I remember, like when I had the Nintendo, I think 64, I'm gonna say, or the GameCube, one or the other, or both. Games were not £50; they were like around £70 when they were out originally.
Yeah.
And they always did it with a launch title which they knew fans would get, i.e. a Mario game, i.e. a Donkey Kong game. So this isn't anything new. Like give it maybe a few months or so, that'll probably drop down slightly. What do I think about it personally? It is inflated. Let's not beat around the bush. It's overpriced. But we know these games have longevity though. Like the next Mario Kart game probably won't be out until the next console.
Shush. Yeah.
So that's longevity.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be interested to know if the Zelda games on the previous Nintendo Switch, what their prices will be, because that shouldn't be £80 because they're games which have already been out.
Yeah.
So that should be a reasonable price. I know it won't be for free, but it should be a reasonable price.
Right.
In terms of the industry as a whole, this will definitely have a knock-on effect. Most definitely have a knock-on effect. Like, you think everyone was complaining about GTA being £100, right? Now, the same people obviously complaining about Nintendo games being £80. Yes, all right, but that's only gonna bump up the price of GTA. Like, if £100 was quoted before, I wouldn't be surprised if it was 120. I would not be surprised.
No,
It's the new standard now. Someone has to trial it.
That's
and the
true.
thing is, if this works, and I think you might have written it on Twitter, Fox or X, it's called. People will buy it. If people want it, they will buy it.
Yes.
And if they buy it, guess what? That's going to set precedents. And other gamers, other developers, sorry, not gamers, other developers are going to set the price. The publishers are going to say, right, this is the new normal.
Now that comes with a big asterisk for me. So just because Donkey Kong, people are going to buy Donkey Kong. Mario, people are going to buy Mario. God of War, people are going to buy God of War. People are going to buy Grand Theft Auto 6. Are people going to buy let's say what's a game that's severely mediocre? Can't nothing's coming to mind right now.
I know what you mean.
Yes.
Like the game which isn't tied in with the console, like a Mario with Nintendo, like a Sonic back in the day with Sega.
Yeah.
Like Master Chief with Xbox, like God of War with PlayStation. I get it.
Exactly. So let's say, okay, we don't know what this game's gonna look like. South of Midnight, right? It looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah.
But this is a new title. Don't know anything about it. What if this developers decided to follow along with Nintendo, make their game $80? It's not gonna sell.
It's a risk.
It's a big one. A big one.
And that's when, like, you know, you get the we discussed it, the board in the room and say, right, guys, what's the strategy? Are we going to take the risk?
Yeah.
I think what people will do is, obviously, if there's not a day one launch for these games, they're going to watch the trend and see what happens. They're going to wait. Was it June the 5th? They're going to see how the console sells. Most likely, Nintendo will do a bundle, which includes games.
Yep.
But they will do a bundle. They'll do a standalone console game sell, obviously just the console, but they will also do a bundle, I would have thought.
Yep.
And then companies will just watch. They'll watch the trend and think, look, if people are buying these games, then it's clearly working.
Yeah.
So they're going to try it themselves. Like, they might not attempt to go the full whack and go $80, but they might try $70 just to test the water and think, let's try $70, let's try $75. But as I said, Fox, this isn't anything new. Like, you do get games at this price. Like, FIFA has been costing £80 for a while, but it's just a deluxe version.
Yeah.
It's just not a standard version. It's just like deluxe. So we're paying deluxe prices for normal games now, basically.
And that's, dude, I couldn't have said it better myself. There it is. You're paying deluxe prices for just the base model, the regular game.
Yeah.
So the thing I think they're going to run into is there's a threshold that you cross where it goes from being a hobby to a luxury item, right?
Yeah.
They're getting dangerously close to that, and I'm super interested to see what's going to happen. Man, this is going to be a very exciting time, just because I've got so many questions. How good? How well is it going to sell? How well is the Switch 2 is going to sell? Is that a good price? I think they'll sell a crap ton of them. Will it be as much as the original Switch? Another good question I want answered. And
What do
then
you think? What do you think? Do you think it will? You don't think it will succeed? Okay.
it will sell a lot of units, but
units,
150 million? No, I don't think they're touching those numbers ever again.
You never know.
You never know.
But tell you what though, like games like, because this isn't your normal Mario Kart. This is Mario Kart World.
Yes. Yeah.
So this one, so it's a little bit different. So again, the word longevity.
Yeah.
Like for £80 for a game, that's got longevity. You probably won't see another Mario Kart game for the next console. So that's not for another 5 to 7 years possibly.
Yeah. But I mean,
So when you,
go ahead.
yeah, no.
So,
Go for it.
So what I think will end up happening is people will, catch up on their backlog. And if there's a new big release, like your Mario World, God of War is making a new one, Cyberpunk comes out with a new game, $80 is going to that. To the ones that are, your South of Midnights, your experimental games, no one's going to buy those, especially if they price them at $80. I think it's a bad decision. So my problem with this whole thing of increased prices is that you know, you might get someone trying to defend this saying, "Oh, well, you know, they need more money." You know, they're increasing the prices because everything is so expensive. And just like you or I have to balance our checkbook, it seems these studios are spending exorbitant amounts. Spider-Man 2, I want to say it was Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 1, I can't remember which one, came out and it was like $300 million to make.
I remember you saying,
dude,
that's crazy.
Yes,
That's wild.
And it seemed Concord $400 million, freaking. And this story keeps coming up so much. It's like, so they're putting the responsibility on us for, you know, blowing all this money on making these games when no one is asking them to do this. You know, especially when you have games built on. I was just looking at this. I want to say Space Marine 2 was they made that
Warhammer or something.
Yes, they made that game a fraction of that price, and it sold like hotcakes. You know. So obviously you can make these games look good, play well, and still people will buy it. So why in the world is Spider-Man 2 costing $300 million?
I know. I wonder if that includes the marketing as well.
I don't know.
It must. I think it must do. It must do.
I mean,
but maybe it is down to marketing, because obviously like games like Spider-Man 2, you see that everywhere. Like when it's going to be released, you know about it. It's on adverts, it's on billboards, it's on buses, it's on tubes. Like it's everywhere. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like games like Space Marine 2, Warhammer. Like I've only known about that game through social media.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
I don't recall seeing it on transport, on wallpapers, anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that money for Spider-Man was on market. It wouldn't surprise me.
Right on. Okay.
What game are you looking forward to with Nintendo, by the way? I didn't ask you.
Donkey Kong. That thing looks amazing.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Right. But last thing on this, you know, if you have, you know, anything else to say, feel free to jump in. But I think instead of raising the prices of games, they should be taking a look at their overhead, looking at what they can cut, trim the fat, make it more streamlined. In the case of something like Ubisoft, they have like 20,000 employees. Do you really need all of them? You know, and then again, Yves Guillemot, why isn't no one saying this dude's hired all these people knowing that he didn't have a budget for them? They were just going to be a huge expense to him, but he hired them anyway. You know, when these layoffs happen, and then Yves gets to keep his job and doesn't have to look, and you know, it's
when it's your company, it's different. You know, like you call ultimately, currently anyway, you make the decision. It's your company. It's like your household.
Yeah.
Like if you bought the house and you built the house up, you're the one that tells people who can stay and who can leave. Like,
very
like
true.
if you have blood, sweat, and tears, and you know, I completely get it. Like if you've built something from the ground up, you've had bad days, you've had good days, you've had great times, you've had low times.
Yeah.
And when you've seen those great times, you don't want to go anywhere. You want those great times again.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy, but this is where, going back to Ubisoft, obviously, but this is where like he needs to, like I would suggest, look, you know, it's not all doom and gloom. You can still be a part of this, I assume. Just have like another set of eyes, fresh set of eyes.
Yeah.
You know, like, but going back to Nintendo, I just want to say, it's having Nintendo got to a point now where they know they're Nintendo and they can set prices because they are Nintendo. Has it got to that point?
If anyone's going to be able to do that, it would be a company like Nintendo, because they've just been around forever. They've delivered time and time again. And I think Gigi, shout out to Gigi, she was the one that brought this up, where when they were going through hard times, their CEO took a pay cut so he didn't have to get rid of anyone.
Yeah, I remember saying that.
They've built up all kinds of good rapport with the people they work with the customers. So if anybody's going to be able to price their, games at 80 or above, it's going to be a company like Nintendo. However, whether it works out or not, that is yet to be seen. But they might do a strategy like you were saying, where they're big IPs, $80. They're smaller releases, they might do $50 to $70, which I honestly don't really see a problem with that. That will still be up to people to, buy it, but they realize that if every title was $80, the people who and I mentioned this before, right? So the people that can afford it will buy it, and the people that can't won't, right? And you have to look at that pool of people. Which one's bigger? You know what I mean? The people who are willing to pay more, or the people who don't have the money and won't buy it, right? This happens with all kinds of products. Like I always go back to the Apple Vision Pro, where it was like $3,500 right out the gate, and Apple was surprised that they weren't selling a ton of them, right?
I know, but we're Apple.
Yeah. You're supposed to give up your firstborn so you can get this. Come on, guys. So it's a situation like that. Just, basic economics. If you price it too far out of the reach of the majority of people who would be able to afford it, it won't sell. And I think this gaming increase, they're going to run into something like that. I feel like, especially if
I think they'll be all right. I'll tell you why, because we live in a society now where, yes, things have gone up in price, X, Y, and Z, but that's probably why they price the console at that price and made the games more expensive. Because it's like, well, the console isn't the same price as your Xbox or your PlayStation, but the games you'll buy will equate to a price of a PlayStation console and an Xbox console.
I see what you mean.
So I think there's definitely been strategic thinking. I mean, it's Nintendo. There's definitely been some thinking.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably their thinking. But you got to remember as well, I said before, this isn't anything new. Games have been doing this and have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
It always starts off this high and eventually dips at some point. But you got to think of the longevity as well. Like, I keep saying, I probably said it like God knows how many times now, longevity. But like when you buy a game like Mario Kart, I don't think there's been any Mario Kart released twice for the same console. I think it's always been a Mario Kart per console. So you got to look at it like that. This game's going to last you about 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, right on.
And when you break it down like that, it's not too bad if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just thinking longevity. If it was Assassin's Creed, sorry Ubisoft, and it was 80 quid year upon year upon year upon year, then we can have that conversation.
Yeah.
But if you're buying a game for £80 and you know it's going to last you for about 5 to 7 years, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I trust there will be like things that will be added in, because obviously it's an open world, Mario Kart for example. If they start throwing in stuff like DLCs, which they're then charging for, then we can revisit this conversation. Then obviously that's completely different.
Right on.
But what I will say, sorry, I've been yapping on.
So you're all good, dude.
When you buy a game for this price, do you want a physical copy of it? Like you said, an item, or do you want to buy it in the store?
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels more meaningful if you buy something and you've got a physical copy of it, as opposed to just buying it and it's in the store.
So as far as I know, Nintendo's doing something interesting with that, right? So they're digital, they're charging less for having the digital version, but the physical is not an actual game. You put it in and it's more like a key to download it.
Oh yeah, was it like a card or something?
Yes.
Oh, like a cartridge, something like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't play the game. It gives you a key to download it. So it's like, what was the point of that?
Okay, so it's still online, still in store, basically.
Yeah. So it's totally correct me in the comments for sure. But as far as I know, they're doing all digital, and their physical is not an actual game. It just gives you the key to download the game, which is the weirdest freaking thing. So yeah, I don't know.
On that note.
Yeah. So, and this next one is near and dear to me because I want to say it's the marketing chief marketing officer over there at Valve, and she has wisdom to I want to say depart, but impart, I think is the word I'm looking for, on her fellow game industry execs, or the ones that are in that world, right? So this is one of Valve's original executives shares a very simple secret to its success. You can't use up your credibility by trying to make bad games work. And holy crap, dude, she's a lioness. She doesn't take no crap, right? She will not mince words. She'll try to soften the blow, but it's like that meme. I said what I said, right?
I said what I said.
And so this one's coming from PC Gamer. This is being penned by Harvey Randall. Okay, so it says, during a post-talk interview with PC Gamers on Ted Lynchfield at GDC 2025, Harrington revealed the big, shiny secret to Valve's success. Aside from her own technical competence and industry savviness that saw her going to war with Sierra, I'm not familiar with that, over its treatment of Half-Life. Simply put, if you are in this industry, people have to trust you if you're going to be in it for a long time. Now, if you go down a little bit further, it gets into so here it says, I was pretty close to the technical teams then, and one of the things I would do is kind of walk up and down the halls to try and get the buzz that really wasn't reflected in the reports that I was reading on a regular basis. The bottom line was, I just wasn't getting a good vibe. Later in the meeting, Harrington was able to, by proxy, cancel the game by just asking, are you sure? Are you sure? She used that unnamed game as a prime example in her conversation with Ted. I knew, like the game that didn't get shipped right at Microsoft, I couldn't ask the people who worked on marketing that game to position it or to say untrue things about it. Ultimately, Harrington posits, we're always trying to say the things that's honest, that puts your product in the best way, but you can't use up your credibility and you can't lose it. So she's basically talking about like I said at the top, trying to make bad games work. Either they work or they don't, and if they don't, cut them, get them out of there.
Yep. Yeah.
And now I think that a lot of this, not a lot, I won't say a lot, but certainly it merits conversation. It merits a discussion about it. A lot of people are trying to make bad games work nowadays. The one that comes to mind is Dragon Age. Someone should have stopped that.
I've heard about this game.
Someone should have been like, absolutely not. Concord. Someone should have taken a look at that and was like, if we don't rework these designs, it's not coming out. It's just not going to see the light of day. Trying to make bad games work. We're seeing it a lot, and to be honest with you, I thought Assassin's Creed was going to be like that. The only criticism for Shadows is that not Nawe, what's the Yasuke? He's too OP.
Yeah.
He's too overpowered. He can burst through buildings, and I saw a video of him breaking this concrete fencing. He ran and then bumped into it and it just crumbled. I was like, holy crap, dude. But that's the only criticism that I've seen. He's basically a tank. He can't climb. Nawe, if they would have just made it about Nawe, I think the game would have been freaking fantastic. I would have bought it. But since and this is me, I try not to get into the cancelable stuff, right? But the way they were using Yasuke as a shield of criticism, I'm out. And even though they do have really good reviews, I'm not gonna play this game just for the principle. It's like,
yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I will. I'll play it.
Right.
Not for the back of that, but yeah. Hey man, like
Right on. And what's funny,
That's
dude, I
tough.
almost broke down. I was like, you know what? Do I really not want to play this game? Maybe I'll give it a shot. But then I think back to how they marketed it and how they were saying, oh yeah, freaking Yasuke, obviously he was a samurai, blah blah blah. And I was like, you're massaging the facts a little bit. What you should have did was, we're gonna take some creative liberty with this guy. If you if you suspend your disbelief for that, we got a good story to tell you. Instead of saying, no, you're wrong, gamers. He was a samurai. It's like, that's not how you handle that, guys.
It's down to marketing, isn't it? As you said, like, it's how you sell the message and get that message across. If you're saying, "Oh, this is what happens," and I mean, but I personally, I don't know if it happened or not. I don't know if there was a Yasuke back then. It seemed like there was, because they've got like some. Like, I've seen reference of it.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't know if it's factual.
So the thing is that Yasuke is a character in history. He did live in history. But the debate on whether he was a samurai or not, that's still up for debate. And apparently, from what I'm hearing, is leaning more towards he wasn't than he actually was, which is fine. I've played, or I didn't see the Yasuke anime. I'm gonna go back and watch that.
Oh, it's good.
But Afro Samurai, I want to say he was not modeled after Yasuke, but imagine if you're gonna do a black samurai. Freaking Afro Samurai loved it. Didn't have a problem with him being in a kick-ass character.
I like that.
But when you're telling me, this guy actually lived and he was that badass and he was a samurai, it's like, you don't got to do that.
You have the receipts. Then
they made movies about Abraham Lincoln. I want to say he was our 14th president or something like that, killing vampires. I can suspend my disbelief, guys. If you're coming to me, it's like, Abraham Lincoln, he really did kill vampires. You're wrong about that. And I'm gonna be like, no, he didn't.
And just because of that, you're like, you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
like,
because.
Exactly. That's where I'm at, right? It's like, just because you said that, you're saying it in a way where it's like condescending. I'm not gonna play your game, or I'm not gonna watch your movie.
This is the thing. It comes across as passive aggressive sometimes, doesn't it? It's like, if you say something to someone, and if you say to someone, look, create this game, it's a black samurai, what do you think? That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you flip it and you say, look, I created a game because this is exactly what happened. The other person might receive that and think, well, hold on, but how do you know it happens?
Exactly.
And then already you planted the seed, and they're going to think, well, hold on, I'm not going to buy your game because you're being passive aggressive and you're forcing me to believe that.
Yeah.
It's not really open-minded. You're not saying, look, this is what I created. What do you think?
Right.
It's how you word it.
Yeah. And Assassin's Creed is notorious for taking like real world events and kind of like molding it around their story, which is fantastic. It's awesome, right? Like I said, Loki, he's gonna hate me for this one, but he didn't like I can't remember the kid's name, but it's the Assassin's Creed where it was the Native American guy. That's
I'm not playing that one.
Oh, dude, I loved it. And he said
was that Black Flag?
No, I want to say it was right after or right before. Sorry, it was right before Black Flag came out, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it Revolutions or something?
I want to say they were going through the Revolutionary War at the time, in that time period. I can't remember the protagonist's name, but he was Native American, and Loki was like, he's the worst character in Assassin's Creed, and I couldn't say anything because, he might be. I loved him though.
And the thing, if you don't know, you don't know. Like.
Exactly. But all right, so what do you think about the comments made by Harrington? Do you think that a lot of these executives need to do the cutting on the bottom floor before it gets out in front of the customer, or should they? No,
I definitely don't think they should make a bad game. Try to make a bad game good.
Yeah.
It's a bad game. It's a bad game. Like if they think it's bad and their gut feels telling them it's bad, it's probably bad.
Yeah.
So I think the world we live in now is difficult conversations need to be had.
Yes.
As much as it's awkward and people don't want to have those conversations, they're probably the most constructive and best conversations you can have from any perspective, strategic perspective, household perspective, any perspective. You just need to look at the situation and say, right, is this going to work?
Yeah.
Tell me why it's going to work, and then I'll tell you why it's going to fail. Right? Like those conversations need to happen, and then it's not because, and this is the thing, maybe people see it as it's a pointing finger game. Oh, you did it wrong. Like, no, it's not. I mean, depending on who you work for, who you work with.
Yeah, that's true.
But you need to have those conversations. So if what's her name? I think the CEO from Valve.
I want to say she's the chief marketing.
Yeah. So when she said, "Are you sure?" You're meant to convince her that you are sure.
Yes.
If you hesitate or if you have to think about it, it's likely the game probably isn't good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's obviously seen like a crack and thought, hold on.
Yeah.
Something's not right. Can you explain to me why this game should go out? And then you're meant to sell it. Because it could be reverse psychology. She could be just asking, right, sell me this game. Like Wolf of Wall Street, sell me this pen. Like, sell me this game.
Yeah.
And then you can sell it. She might be convinced and say, okay, I'll do the marketing.
Right on. Yeah. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Freaking. So, hold on, wait. What? Okay. What do you think that conversation was like when Dragon Age was heading out the door?
Well, I've not played it. I know of it.
Yes.
And I imagine Concord's probably part of that same conversation.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel as if a commitment was made, money was spent. We need to get this out. that's the impression.
Okay. Right on.
Because then when you bring in investors and everything as well, right? Like all of these things, like we discussed before.
Yeah.
Like it's too far gone now to a point where we can't go back.
Right.
It's either we release it and people like it, and if they don't, we're gonna have to take the hint and deal with the consequences later.
100%. Yeah. Freaking there's been a lot of companies taking like, you know, $200-400 million properties and just writing it off on their taxes. It's like, just cancel it and then just write it off. It's like,
as you do. Pay your taxes, guys.
So man, like a lot of these games, I feel like need to have that hard conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think about it?
Man, I don't think there was enough oversight, to be honest, to be 100% honest with you. And then, you know, there were reports coming out that EA where they wanted a live. Is that EA? Yeah, EA wanted a live service game.
Yes, I remember this.
And that's what Dragon Age was supposed to be. So
yeah.
You got little bit of oversight. I feel like EA was like, just make it work, just make us money.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle in freaking
DLCs and
you got to stop on a dime and try to make a U-turn of this freaking semi truck. You know, it was built to be a live service. Now you want to, you know, freaking action adventure game or whatever, right? So yeah, that one, man, they should have just kind of cut their losses on it. You know, my gosh,
no, it's maybe too far gone. As you said, that's a brilliant way to put it. Make it work. Some companies are like that. They're like, look, we paid the money, we built it, X, Y, Z. We can't go back. Make it work. Don't know how you make it work, but make it work. And that's when pressure builds. It has a knock-on effect. Stress, anxiety. People stress out about losing their jobs because they don't want to make the wrong decision. Then that's when the finger pointing begins. No, it's your fault. You did this. You know what I mean? It has a knock-on effect. All of these things.
Freaking, I'm looking up how much it cost to make Dragon Age. Oh boy. Oh my god.
Oh no, is it high?
Reported budget was $250 million.
Wow, games are costing crazy amount of money these days.
It's freaking, they're trying to make movies now.
No, man. That £80 sounds quite appealing now.
It's like, I feel like they think that they're gonna need it, but you know, if you just not spend 250 million, you know, maybe, you know, take maybe 50 and make the game, you're looking at a lot better, man. And I've said this before too. It's like, if you make like a $50 million game, you don't have to sell as well. You don't have to sell as many for your, you know, your budget,
like
for it not to
break
hurt
even.
so much, right?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Like,
Yeah.
Like if they built this for 50 and they sold what they sold, I want to say they sold 3 million copies. You're in there.
Woo.
Here,
Yeah.
where's my calculator? I'm so bad at math.
It comes down to strategic decisions, doesn't it? Like, and you know, like, you know, we're not experts in that sense. Like, we can get things wrong.
Oh yeah.
But when you're wide off the mark like that, that's just crazy.
Yeah. Here they sold it for 70. Here when I'm so sorry.
That's right.
Oh my god. So check this out. So if they had a $50 million budget, they sold 3 million, and you know, is selling at $69, or was it 40? I want to say. Here.
So it's like 150 million is coming to mind at the minute.
How much was Dragon Age Veilguard? I have no idea. Look at me go. Here we go. How much did it cost? Guys. Come on.
I would have said about £70.
Let's say 70. We'll say 70 because
70. Yeah. I'd say roundabouts.
So they make it for 50 million. They sell it for $70. 3 million people bought it. They would have made $210 million.
Okay,
which,
so 40 million off. Okay.
So
which they probably would have. So yeah, they needed 40 million to break even by the sounds of it.
Exactly. They would have needed the 50 that they put into the budget to break even. Let's even bump that up to 100 million for marketing purposes, right? 50 million to make the game, 50 million to market it. They still would have been far over their budget, you know. And if they were making $50 million games, they would have been able to make 2 more games at that budget. Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't you do that?
I know, but I bet you they probably thought the profit. So they probably would have done that to break even, but the profit element would have come from the DLCs. They probably would have thought if it's an online game, then all of that revenue will now feed off that. And the thing is as well, it will keep going. I don't know how frequent Dragon Age is released, but if a game is out and obviously it has longevity, people are still going to keep paying, and that's going to continue for a long time.
I want to say Dragon Age Veilguard was the 4th entry into Dragon Age, but this goes back to like the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So that's what, a 20-year span. So it would have been making money over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, if it might be now, I don't know how popular it is, but like, I think that's probably what their thinking was.
I want to say Inquisition made like 12 million, or sold 12 million copies. I want to say.
Okay.
But my thing is, this just feeds into the big budgets and what indies are going to thrive in this new AAA environment. I guarantee it. What you can do with $50 million with the kind of sales that Veilguard got, $250 million to make a game, and you only made 210 million. Obviously, you're underwater. But if you would have made it for 50 million, made 210 million, you're sitting pretty. You're looking good. You're like, we did it, guys. We did it. Let's work on our next 2 projects.
Yeah. So with money to spare.
So all these devs, all these studios, slim down your costs and start building that up, because now they're working on slim margins. Big AAA games have to sell 20 million copies to make a profit. It's like, you need to dial that back, and it's going to be even worse if you make it $80 to $100 for games, because less people are going to buy in. You're going to sell less copies, and you're not going to make your budgets back. I guarantee it. And now that I have Steam, Steam has so many games. They even have a section for $10, $5. You know, you can just go in there.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
Dude.
yeah. And sometimes people don't think. They just see, it's a tenner. Click, click.
Yep.
Oh, $5. Click, click. Like
Boom.
they don't think. They just do it.
Exactly. So going from Steam and then seeing a big AAA title, $80. No, absolutely not. No,
Yeah.
I don't think they can make it work.
You know what? I think the market to follow
Mhm.
or the model to follow, in my opinion, is what game was free and it just made an absolute killing.
Oh, freaking! It's been a ton of those.
I mean, you got Fortnite.
Yes. Yep.
What's the other one? There was another one recently. Marvel Rivals, is that one?
Yes.
As well.
Yes.
And there was another one. What was the other one? Well, there's been quite a few. Basically, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So these guys and ladies have built a game, right? And it was for free. Now that's making, I imagine, a ton of money.
Yeah.
Right? Millions. I would, and again, this is just an opinion. Look at what they're doing and what they've done. And like, you know, like cars as well, like Porsche. You know Porsche, like BMWs, Porsche, etc.
Yep.
So Porsche don't spend a lot of money on marketing. You know that.
Right on. Okay.
Because they have people do the marketing for them.
100%. Yeah.
And look, we live in a world where it's social media now. So you need to look at why are you spending like £100 million on marketing when you've got social media platforms which cost significantly less, which will do the marketing for you. You might be better off paying a celebrity, let's say $250,000 or something. It'll get more traction than you would marketing it somewhere else. Like you just need to be smart about it. Because it's like I think it might be one of the Kardashians. I think they get money. I think you pay one of them money. They post something on Instagram, and that has so much engagement. From that one individual, right? And I just think these strategies just need to be revised because something must be working. Like Fortnite must be doing something right. I mean, look at it. It's a free game. Look what you can do in it. Same thing with Marvel Rivals. There's been a few other games as well. I mean, look at Porsche. I just mentioned, obviously different industry, but they don't spend a lot of money, if any money, on their marketing.
Right.
So that's £100 or £100 million wasted on marketing. Does it need to be put into marketing like that?
Yes. And do you have the budget to be putting that much money into marketing anyway?
Like it's just these decisions. I just think it's mind-boggling to me that, again, going back to games like Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, like the graphics aren't like, they're just standard graphics. I mean, they look cool, but they're just standard graphics. So from a dev perspective, I don't know how much it cost, but you can see that a game like Dragon Age, for example. So the graphics in Dragon Age will probably look much better in comparison to like Fortnite, Marvel, etc. But why is it Marvel Rivals, etc., selling more?
Yeah.
And it's a free game. Like you got to look at it like that. Like they're giving it out to people. Here, guys, take this game, take this game, and they're making more money than you are, and they're just giving it out like confetti.
Yes. Just like, I think one of the things that's happening is they're insulated from a lot of this. A term I've been hearing is toxic positivity. I didn't hear that term until like a month ago. Toxic positivity.
I didn't know it was a thing.
You're not allowed to say what you're really thinking about this game. Like Mrs. Harrington said, "Are you sure?" No one's asking that question at a lot of these studios.
100%. 100%.
Are you sure?
Like she's
about
asking that for a reason. Like it might be a subliminal, but she's asking you for a reason. And going back to my point, that's where you need to sell it. So if she asks that question, you need to sell it. And if you can't sell the game, how's that going to get sold?
It's not. It won't.
Yeah, and if she's leading the marketing team, remember she's marketing this, so she's spending her team's time marketing this product.
Yeah.
And if she's asking, "Are you sure?" There's a reason for that.
It's got to be something.
Difficult conversations.
Yes.
Yeah, it needs to be had.
Yeah, 100%. All right, friggin', that's all I've got for today. I wanted to add some like game trailers, but I couldn't grab enough in time.
That's cool, man. That's all right. That's all good.
But shout out to The whole
The
gang.
squad.
Yes, the whole squad. We got Gigi, we've got Ken, we've got
The indie boss.
yes, Nas. We've got Nas, the indie boss. Even a special shout out to Loki. Freaking, I've been listening to his podcast, dude. It's he's so knowledgeable, but he can also be super funny. It's great.
I need to listen to that. I'm still listening to your podcast with Ken, by the way. I'm almost finished.
Yes, thank you.
Man,
Awesome,
I'm not even lying, like, because I haven't spoken to you both in ages.
Yeah.
When I pressed the play button and I heard you both speak, like, I was just smiling. I was like, oh yeah, my squad right here, man. I was like, yes.
Here you go. What anime are you watching right now?
Oh, well, I'm not watching any, but there's one I need to. Well, there's one I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Demon Slayer. Do you watch Demon Slayer?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, I'm waiting for. Have you seen the Are you up to date? Basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm waiting for the castle fight, like the castle.
Oh, dude.
Madness. I don't know when it's out. When is it out?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm hoping it's this year.
But it's gonna be like a movie, isn't it? I don't think they're doing one big long episode or a movie.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I want to say.
I think they're doing. I think it's 2 or 3 movies. I think.
Dude,
But you're right. They're doing movies.
I'm sorry, that would be kind of sick. That's worth the price of admission for me.
Yeah.
I'll go see that.
Do you think it's finishing quite quickly though, or do you think it's like? It feels a bit quick.
I feel like it only feels that way is because they've taken so much time in between all the arcs that they've had, you know.
And there's no filler really as well, is there? It's just straight.
Yes, you're exactly right, dude. Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's just straight action. Because there's just so many like angles they could have gone with it. I think like backstories, like I can't remember all the names. The Hiroshima, like obviously there's 7 of them, aren't they?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
It'll be good to know their backstories. You got a glimpse of it,
yes,
but like just a bit more.
Yeah. Like how they became who they are. Yeah.
Hashira. That's it. Hashira. Yeah, how they became the Hashiras. Like that's what, like just a bit more. Maybe because I got my Naruto and Bleach hat on, and obviously they went deep into the stories.
Oh, dude, and that really gave it some really good substance. You know what I mean? Naruto.
Yeah.
I put off watching Naruto for a long time.
Yeah.
And I sat down and watched it all the way through, fluff and all. Watched all the padding episodes and stuff like that, and it is
and like Shippuden and everything.
Yeah. It's one of the best pieces of media ever created. Naruto is that good, dude. Oh,
mate, I agree. I'll tell you what, me and my cousin were talking about this years ago because I was always Bleach, and he's like, you need to watch Naruto. And in my mind, I'm like, Bleach is the best anime.
Yeah.
Right? Now I don't even have that discussion of Naruto and Bleach anymore. They're in leagues. I just keep them separate.
Yeah.
I started watching Naruto. The first season was a drag.
Yeah.
But then when I got through the first season and they had the battle in the gym, like they had the battles and you had Gaara and Rock Lee.
Yeah.
And then it just turned into some crazy story. I was like, like, how do you think about this?
Are you watching Solo Leveling at all?
First season I've watched, not watched the second season.
Okay. It gets so much better. I'm actually, because there's nothing, I've been scrolling through Crunchyroll. There are a lot of like season 2s and season 3s I'm waiting for. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. I'm waiting for that. There was one.
Chainsaw Man? Have you seen Chainsaw Man?
Yes, that one too.
Yes, yeah, I like that.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu
Kaisen. Yeah. I've been watching that.
Waiting for all of these other ones to, create their season 2s and season 3s, whatever. And now I'm just rewatching Solo Leveling, and they built this story up so freaking well, dude. Like, he's the weakest one out of everyone, blah 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 blah. But the way that they do it and how he gains his power, dude, I gotta say, it's not the best. It's not the best, but if it's not close to it, dude, it is so freaking good.
Best anime you think?
Not best anime. Oh, fuck, man. You know what?
Yeah, there's so many. I'll be honest. I think Attack on Titan might be the best anime of all time. I've been thinking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
And like, the theme song, The Rumbling.
Yes. Yeah.
Rumbling. Like when I hear that, I get goosebumps because I'm picturing the intro and everything, and I'm like, you should I might send you a link. Actually, I will send you a link if I can find it. There's someone who breaks down the trailer, and when you break down the trailer with the theme song, because I think the song was done specifically for Attack on Titan.
Okay.
It's like that show's foreshadowing was absolutely nuts.
Gotcha.
Do you remember the first? So I won't bore you to death of it, but I remember like this. This is one example. You know when Annie was a female Titan and she was running, and she caught Reiner in the hand.
Yeah.
Reiner put his hood down to symbolize he put his hood up a little bit to let Annie know that he was Reiner.
Yeah.
So when she caught Reiner, remember, and then he escaped free, and he wrote in her hand, because she knew it was Reiner, she looked at him as if to say, right, like, let me know where Eren is. Took him, and he put the location. That's why she moved somewhere else. Like, that is crazy foreshadowing. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
And that's just like one thing. Like, I'm just like, that's crazy.
My problem is, and this might seem like super bad. This might seem super bad. When the show tried to tell me that Eren was not in the right for what he did.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't
Hey,
like
man,
that.
I was Team Eren, man. I was like, come on, like with what's the character's name? Locke. Remember Locke? Was it Locke?
Was he the leader of the
Yeah, the Arianists, the Jaegerists. Because I think his name was Locke. Do you remember when Commander Erwin went against the Beast Titan, and you had that one person who was scared to fight and he didn't want to fight?
Yeah.
That was Locke, and then Locke all of a sudden turned into some next guy who didn't fear anything. And while the scouts wanted to stop Eren,
Yeah.
Locke was the one who was against it. He was like, no, let Eren do what he's doing.
Gotcha.
Like that character change was crazy. Like he went from someone who was completely scared to someone who's like now the Jaegerists, like the leader of the Jaegerists.
Yes. Okay. I don't remember Locke, but the Jaegerists, that plot line is starting to come back to me. It's like the followers of Eren, the Eren guys.
Yeah.
So
it's too much, man. Too much.
Dude, like, it's like I can't imagine what that would be like, having this outside entity sending things to kill you, and then you end up like, oh well, whatever, dude. We need to get rid of Titans. We're in the wrong. It's like, what? What did you say? 100 years of them sending Titans your way, eating your moms, your dads, your brothers, your sisters. And you're like, oh, we're the bad guys. It's like, what? No.
Like, nah, that's just deep. But just the whole Attack Titan power is wild.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
seeing into the future, but also seeing in the past.
Oh, dude. And when he was at the tree with his brother, Eren with his brother,
yep.
and he thought like I can't remember what his brother's name was.
Whose brother? Zeke.
Yes. So and Zeke thought that he was the guy. He was like, and he was chained Eren up and all this and all that.
Yeah.
And then turns out that Eren knew everything. He saw from beginning to end. He had it all planned out. He knew what, it's freaking sick, dude.
It's crazy.
When I saw that,
I know. Like, this is what I think Attack on Titan is just. The more I think about it, it's like this is number one.
and it's so crazy because it changes the whole dynamic of the show. Then you know what I mean? It's like, so he's seen everything. He knew about everything.
Yeah. As soon as the is it Historia? As soon as because he has to, because it's so mad. So he's got the Attack Titan already, but he needed to connect with someone of royal blood.
That's right. Yeah.
So that was when he kissed Historia's hand, didn't he? And that's when his face went nuts because he saw everything. And at the time you think, why has he gone crazy like that?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh wow, like he's seen what he did to his dad.
Yes.
When he said in his ear, he's like, kill them all. Like, and you're like, what the heck is happening right now?
It was great. It's fantastic.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
It was nuts. It was nuts. But but that and Death Note, I think for me, like
Right on.
definitely like A-star, top tier.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid reference, S, rank S.
And like you were saying, Attack on Titan first season, nothing beats it. I'm sorry. That Attack on Titan's first season is the best season of anime I think I've ever seen. Sorry.
I can see why you think that.
Yeah.
It's just the whole like, what are these Titans? And then when you find out, like, basically the female Titan like changed things massively, because you're like, oh, these are humans.
Exactly.
So there must be more of them. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. That first season, when you think Eren, like they build Eren up, right? The story of his mom getting killed, he turns into, I want to be a part of the resistance. I want to take these things out. And then you think he dies. We went through like 3 or 4 episodes of them building him up and then taking him out like that. I was like, yo, mind blown. I was like, so are we just not following Eren no more?
The mind blowing thing was that he actually sent the Titan to go kill his mum. That was the maddest thing, because I can't remember the Titan's name, but the Titan went to go kill
the Smiling Titan or something like that.
Yeah, but Bynord, I think his name was. And then he directed the Titan to go for the mum, because obviously Eren would have seen that, which would made Eren the person he is or becomes. What kind of madness is that? Like, that story writing is just crazy.
Yeah, that's
like,
amazing.
I thought Naruto was sick with story writing.
Yeah,
when they made a Black Zetsu basically start the whole thing. Remember, because he changed the scripture on the thingy.
Oh.
So you know when like the whole Kages were referencing the scripture, thinking, but because they were having wars year after year after year after year.
Right, yeah.
And then it was actually Black Zetsu that changed the scripture to make it seem as if it was the other clan's fault.
Oh,
and that
shoot.
had a knock-on effect to everything that happens.
God dang, I gotta rewatch Naruto now.
Yeah.
Golly, look at you.
I've got all the box sets, man. Not all of them. I'm lacking some, but I've got like
right on.
Fair bit. I've got all the Bleach though. All the bleaches. I've got all the bleaches.
Sick.
Apart from the 1,000 Blood War, actually, because I'm watching that. Then I'm about it.
Okay, I've never gotten the Bleach. I know.
You like Bleach, man.
I'm gonna have
if
to
you
watch
like
it.
Naruto and Attack on Titan and stuff, you like Bleach.
So like they started playing Bleach on Adult Swim, I want to say.
Yeah.
And it just took so long to get started. I was like, I don't have time.
It gets better. I swear, it gets crazy. Like if you want storyline and stuff, it gets wild.
Okay.
It does get wild. Like the end of, I think, no, just watch it.
Right on.
Just
Okay.
watch it.
All right.
It does.
That's what I'll do. I'll do solo leveling in conjunction with Bleach. I'll just watch both, like one episode of both.
Yeah. Oh, tell you what, I did watch and finish Samurai Jack.
Oh shoot, dude! Yes.
Yes,
I still haven't seen the end.
That's the last thing I watched. That's the last. Yeah, I know. I literally watched it for the end. So I watched every single season until the end.
Dude,
it has an ending, and man, it hit different. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay. Is that on Crunchyroll?
Adult Swim.
Oh shoot! Do they have a subscription service?
I don't know. Oh, so we have Channel 4 here.
Yeah.
In the UK. Mm-hmm. So it links to Adult Swim somehow.
Okay.
I'll find out for you and I'll send you a link. But
okay.
It's the best season. It's easily the best season. Last season's the best one.
Dude.
Because it's dark. Like I believe like swear words, blood, everything. Like it's just nuts. It's just like, nuts.
After everything that, what was his name? The goat looking Aku.
And you see how Aku was created, like, oh man, like, oh. We need more episodes like this where we just talk about stuff like
dude. Because they had it on Cartoon Network. They ran it.
Yes.
Samurai Jack was one of my favorite shows.
Yep.
And then
Likewise,
all of a sudden just gone, done. I was like,
I know.
What the fudge, dude?
I know. But they finished this. They finished his story.
All right.
It's. I know. Like,
yeah.
It hit different because you're like, wow, I actually waited 20 years for this, and I've just seen the ending. Do you know what I mean? Like, because as you said, Cartoon Network just cut it off.
Yeah.
And then it got resurrected somehow. I can't remember when.
Yeah.
And even the intros changed now. It's like a dark intro.
Oh my gosh! Because
it's none of your fun-loving Jack to Jack. It's like, gotta get to the past. Samurai Jack. And you're like, wow, this is escalated quickly.
Boy. Yeah. That's sick, man.
Oh.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Man.
I like
Man,
that.
That was
It's like,
good. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Man.
I feel cathartic. Like, this feels good.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gassed, man. I'm gassed. What I'm gonna say is to Ken, you need to get me on your anime podcast. We need to talk anime.
Mhm.
Also bring Fox. Like, make it happen. Make it happen.
I think you should do one episode and then we both can.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
like our anime tastes are similar, but I think you
Yeah, different elements.
yeah.
yeah. I know what you mean.
I think
know
you
what
would do so well. But I tell you what, Ken is like
Oh, she's next level. Like,
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
like, I already know this. I already know this.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I saw one video where I think Ken was speaking Japanese as well. I think
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So it's like like Ken's the goat. Ken's the goat.
Yes. she was living every weeb's dream. She got to visit in Japan, which I've wanted to go to Japan
crazy.
since 7th grade.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But yeah, freaking she said she did a lot of walking in Japan. So but
I can see that.
yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Freaking I would go to Italy for the food, but Japan for the culture, I think.
Yeah.
And plus, I mean, I think I want to see Rome, see where the Colosseums and things were, and see the architecture and stuff like that. I think that would be awesome. The culture for Italy, but
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
That's one of the biggest reasons. It's authentic pizza. Get some freaking like real life pasta made from the giant freaking
the proper tomatoes,
Exactly,
like
yes.
fresh, like. No, I get that. It's like I suppose like when we look at countries like Japan, like that's why I like the game Judgment so much, because it felt like you were in Japan. Like it felt like you were like an open world game somewhat. But
Okay.
I felt like you were in Japan. So when you go into these stores and stuff, you're buying like the Japanese food, you're having the sushi.
Yeah.
It feels really authentic. That's why I was so like immersed in that game.
Right on.
I want to go to like a town in Japan and just see what it's like, and bow to everyone to greet them. Do you know what I mean? Like just to be involved in the culture. You know?
That's sick.
So
Yeah.
one day, Japan.
One day.
One day.
Yeah. Yep. Shoot, man. Anyway. But
We digress.
yes.
But it's fine.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Freaking awesome. Those were the good stuff is. That's where the good stuff is. The freaking chef's kiss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But all right.
But before we close, man, let's want to say again, well done on 1,000 subs. That
Thank
is
you.
a massive achievement. That is crazy.
Thank you.
You put in work. I see the videos. I see the effort, and it's admirable. And I'm glad you have this achievement.
Thank you.
It will take you far. Roll on the next 1,000, the 1,000 after that, and the 1,000 after that, and keep going. Do not stop, folks. Don't stop.
No, and what was it? We were talking. It was along these lines. Whenever I finally broke that 1,000 mark, and I was talking with Loki, and I told him, it's like, dude, I almost quit, but we started the podcast, and that's what kept me going, because conversations like this, talking about
100%.
gaming news, anime, dude, it makes it a joy instead of just work.
That's it. It's a hobby, isn't it? And I think as well, like, though I don't really post or anything much on social media days, as I told you offline, work's busy.
Yeah.
But you call me, I'm here. Like, there's no, like, that's what I'm saying, man. If it's my time, your time, we will make it happen.
Yeah.
The work will stop temporarily for me to join you, sir, because like that's just how it is. No ifs or buts.
Right.
That's just how it works.
Right on. Shoot,
When you
man.
get this TV deal, man, give me a call. I don't even need the money, man. I don't want the money. Just give me a call. I'm there for you, sir.
if it comes, I'm telling you, all you guys are coming with me. You, Nas, GG, Ken.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't do it without
Everybody.
my team, without my people. I can't do it without them. So if I go, you guys go too. Simple as that. Right on.
Absolutely, sir.
But freaking we've come to the end of this. I don't have anything else to talk about. Follow Scotty. He's at Scotty Boozy on X.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Take a look at his YouTube channel. He posts, dude. I still think about what you said. I can't.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes.
You know what? That's hit a lot of people. You know,
Yeah.
like, and I haven't posted anything since. So maybe it's hit me that much as well. I think the next video, if I do, I will do it eventually. It's got to hit different like that.
Yeah. It's like
It's a different perspective.
it is in like a perspective. I try to come from every angle. You absolutely killed it. I didn't even think of it that way. It's like freaking hey, dude. Big brains.
I appreciate that.
Big brain people, you know, freaking. I watched your guys' stuff. I was like, I like what you're saying. I like what you're doing. I'd love to work with you guys. You know, I gotta say, man, I'm good at picking people.
Oh, thanks, man. No, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that.
Freaking hey.
You assembled this team, and this team's great.
Yeah,
everyone's
shoot.
great.
And we're so different in different ways. You know what I mean? Freaking, we, Ken, me, you, are the anime guys, and girl. She likes playing different kind of games though. Like I want to say she just got done with Final Fantasy 2, or she's currently playing
Final
it.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Freaking,
I'm more of an action adventure guy. Nas, he's a everything indie.
Yeah.
And Gigi's the horror element. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So daggum.
You got me with the fighting games and shooters.
And you're
fighting in Gears of War.
You're an Xbox guy. Yes,
That's it. I'm just known as the
Gears,
Xbox guy.
Gears, Halo, Xbox. You're that. You're our guy. Yep.
The Xbox guy with a lot of PlayStation accessories. And soon to be Nintendo Switch 2. Ooh,
sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm getting that. I'm putting it on record. I'm getting it.
Yeah. All that extra work. Yep.
That's it.
Yep. Right on. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it, man. That's it from me. Thank you for having me on, Fox.
Of course.
I know it's very early where you are, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Shout out to the rest of the team. Shout out to yourself. Shout out to Gigi. Shout out to Nos. Shout out to Ken. Shout out to Loki. Shout out to Lord Beerus.
Yes.
Shout out to Jay Boog.
Yep.
Shout out to John DBZ. I think I've got everybody.
Yes, I did.
I've got everybody.
Right on.
But yeah, just thank you, man. Appreciate it. I know, like, again, logging on early to make this work means a lot. So appreciate you, Fox. But you know this already.
Yeah.
So
yeah, dude.
man.
You're awesome. You're amazing. And I will talk to you on the other side of this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Be right
All
back.
right.
Oh, sorry. I always do that. Always. But thank you everyone for joining in, whether it was, while the live was going or after the fact. We appreciate it either way. Engagement is engagement, as it were. But if you like what you heard, go ahead and leave a like. And think about subscribing if you really, really enjoyed it. Also, go check out Scotty's channel. Scotty Boozy, and he's Scotty Boozy on X. Show some love. The guy really, really deserves it. He's awesome. And one in particular, video about Ghost of Tsushima. It'll blow your mind. But that's all we've got for today. And until next time, keep it casual. Peace.